War of Thrones, not to be mistaken for Game of Thrones, is the new PvP mode in Infinite Magic Raid. And the way this is going to work is you fight within a tier, and if you are able to succeed and rank among the top within that tier, you are promoted to the next one on the following day. So your promotion is on a daily basis, not on the seasonal basis, like maybe after a week or after a month. No, on a daily basis, you get your promotion. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm sure you already know more about that. What I'm going to talk about actually is the lineups for War of Thrones. Now, you can pick your normal PvP teams, but one thing you should know is that you have buffs to select. So if you're going to select your buffs alongside your teams, this is how I think you could, not should, because you can do whatever you want, but you could set up your teams. Now, let's check out the buffs and let's see how they're going to align with the teams I have selected in this video. Now, these are the 6 buffs we have. We have Strength, Build Up, Sacrifice the Dead, The Last Stand, Rugged Tenacity, Well-Built Physique, and Fake Revival. For the first one, for my first team, I have Fake Revival. Let's check it out. Now, Fake Revival. After an ally dies, the ally will revive with 100% of max HP at the beginning of the next one's turn and gain 30% turn meter. That's quite interesting. If an ally dies, when your next teammate takes a turn, that ally comes back to life and gets 30% boost in their turn meter. Very, very interesting. All allies will be slayed when this effect is triggered for the 5th time. So essentially, if everyone on your team dies, it's game over. But anyways, I think this is interesting. I think this is the safest buff you can pick because, guys, the other ones, they go really crazy. So this is the safest buff you can pick so that at the very least, you can be promoted on the first day because the rest will require some serious sacrifice, especially the sacrifice of the dead buff you can see there. So I think the safest buff you can pick is Fake Revival. Now, I'm picking Fake Revival and I'm picking one of my best teams so that I can hit first, probably, hopefully, yes, with my Nasil. And my Nasil can freeze everyone, I can stun everyone, I can hit them with strong damage, and yeah. Basically, that's my idea. Just try to use one of my best teams and also use the safest buff for the first day. Now, for the second day, if you are promoted, you will unlock, if you get to Baron tier rather, you will unlock the next team. So these are the teams you unlock once you get to Baron tier. And yeah, let's see the buff I selected. For the second one, I picked the Last Stand. Increases allies' attack by 20%, but they will lose 50% of max HP upon entering the battle. So yes, you gain 20% attack boost, but at the beginning of the match, you lose 50% of max HP. Why I'm selecting this for the second battle is because losing 50% of your max HP doesn't mean you can't get it back. It's not your HP cap that you're losing. It's your HP, and your HP can be gotten back. So if you're going to select this buff, you must select a team that can heal, and yeah, a team that probably would go first and hit the enemies. You don't want to take damage at the beginning of the match. So your fastest team actually is the best team you can use with the Last Stand. So that's why you can see I am using Space. I'm using Ben Austin, and yeah, so this team will have increased attack, and I'm hoping to one-shot with Moxie. I don't know how that will go, and also AoE control with Diamo. So this team actually goes very well with the Last Stand. Now let's go to the next buff, the third buff, which is Sacrifice the Dead. Let's see what it does. The ally with the lowest speed dies immediately at the beginning of the battle and cannot be revived. But all allies damage dealt will be increased by 35%. Take effect when at least 2 heroes are deployed. So you must have at least 2 heroes on your team for this effect to work for you. And you can see that I have a very good team here, but you will notice there's one odd block here in the middle. So I'm putting this guy in the middle because he's obviously going to have the lowest speed and he's obviously going to be destroyed at the beginning of the match. So this match, I believe that my 4 characters here with Catherine, with Santa, with what's her name? Nita. Yeah. So I believe the other 4 characters can hold their own without him, and I'm going to get an extra damage buff. So that's what I'm going for here. So you want a useless character that's going to die at the beginning of the match. So you can pick any character that you're going to sacrifice. You know you're not going to use that character in the match. That's why I'm using this guy in the middle. I believe his name is Wolsey. Yeah, Wolsey. Yeah. Wolsey is going to be the sacrificial lamb for this fight. Anyways, the next buff I selected, the fourth buff, which is Strength Build Up, reduces all allies damage dealt by 75%. At the end of allies' turns, increases their damage dealt by 15% up to 10 times. So basically, what's going to happen is that at the beginning of the match, you are going to lose 75% of your damage, but at the end of allies' turns, so for each ally that takes a turn, you are going to be getting an increased damage of 15%. So which means by the third turn, you've already gotten your 75% back. So before your 5 characters take their turns, you've gotten that 75% back. And yes, I think this is also a very, very good one. It's going to scale very well. And by the time you do 15 times 10, that's 150. So that's going to be 150%. So you lose 75, but you're going to gain 150 back. So basically, you're getting 75, but after some later turns. So for this kind of buff, you want to make sure that your team can survive the first few turns and they won't get destroyed. So which is why I'm selecting this team. So this team can very much survive. This guy has a very powerful shield, speed up, protection. So yeah, this team, I believe, will benefit very well from this artifact, from this buff rather. The final buff I have selected is buff number 5, Rugged Tenacity. Now, this increases all allies' damage rates. So the amount of damage you're going to take, by basically reducing the amount of damage you're going to take by 75%. At the end of allies' turns, reduces their damage rates by 5%. So basically, you want to have this on a team that is going to one-shot. You want to have a very strong team that's going to one-shot pretty much at the beginning of the match. Now, unfortunately for me, I've used up all my strong teams and I only have my Bond team. My Bond team is not that strong. But if I ever get to this point, yes, I guess I'll just play with what I have because I actually don't have any other team that can take that final spot. So yeah, that's why I just have them there. But if you have a very good roster, you can put your one-shot team in this position and give them this buff, this Rugged Tenacity, so that because the longer the match goes, the more damage you're going to take in, and you do not want that. Anyways, that's about it for the video, guys. If you do enjoy my videos, there are going to be more videos like this coming through. Going to be trying for the double legend event, so don't miss that. I will see you guys on the next one.